No less than 25 times, I've stood in the Chadar Ochel of Camp Ramon, California on the last day of camp, watching as hundreds of campers cry hysterically, inconsolable as they say their final goodbyes. On that final morning, my teacher and our former director, Rabbi Daniel Graber, would share with our oldest campers, the ones who, similar to us, faced the end of a long journey and a great leap into the unknown. With them, he would share the following story. Avraham waits at the edge of his tent to welcome guests. 3 angels tell him that Sarah will soon be blessed in her old age with a child. Always trying to make guests feel welcome, Avraham tells Sarah to prepare some cakes for lunch and runs off to the herd to find a calf to serve their honored guests. The Torah says that Avraham returns, and Sarah, Avraham, and the 3 angels eat lunch. But in the Zohar, the foundational work of Jewish mysticism, something happens to Avraham before he returns to eat. He goes on a journey. When Avraham runs to the herd to get a calf, the calf runs away. Avraham chases the calf into a cave, but it's not just any cave. It is the cave of Machpelah, the cave where Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, and Leah will be buried. In the cave, according to the Zohar, Avraham finds a river, and not just any river. It is a river of light, and it leads to Gan Eden, to paradise, back to God. Avraham achieves what no person ever could. He returns to Eden. The Bible tells us God placed angels and a flaming, revolving sword to guard the path leading to the tree of life. But Avraham somehow makes it past. Avraham arrives. One can almost see him sitting there, basking in God's love, enjoying a sense of fulfillment and rest after all life's troubles. So this is the story Rabbi Dan would tell on the last day of camp. And in some sense, it feels fitting today as well, as I find in the Zohar's depiction of Avram's journey a reflection of my own journey to Pardes. Indeed, it feels that by some seemingly divine and mystical power, I was led to the river of light that emanates from Pardes. And though Pardes is not perfect, it has been for me, and I know for many others, a kind of paradise. A place that offered respite from the frequently disappointing state of Jewish communal affairs. A place where, as an educator, I felt the support and encouragement of mentors and peers who inspire me with their example, pushing me to live up to the potential they see in me. And a place where, as a student of Torah, I have been blessed to feel the presence of the divine, who so naturally dwells in any community that upholds the value of each individual member, maintaining that without each one's contribution, our Torah would be incomplete. The light of such a place certainly illuminates, but it can also be blinding, dazzling us so entirely to the extent that we can no longer remember or appreciate the way that it once saved us from the shadows of darkness. For Avraham, too, the story could end there. But Rabbi Lawrence Kushner points out that in the Torah, the story continues. Rabbi Kushner imagines Avraham sitting in the Garden of Eden, enjoying himself for a moment, when suddenly he hears someone calling. Abe? Avraham? Where are you? It is Sarah. The guests are waiting. Are you coming? At that moment, Rabbi Kushner says Avraham is faced with a challenge. Should he remain in the garden, at one with God, but alone? Or should he return to the world he left so that he can eat lunch with his wife and their guests? And as Rabbi Kushner explains, here's the trick. If Avraham chooses to remain in paradise, he will lose paradise. But if he chooses to leave, Avraham will have it forever. What is true for Avraham in this story is true for all those 15-year-old campers each summer, and it rings true for me today. Undoubtedly, the secret about coming to learn at Pardes is that the whole reason we come here is so that we can leave here. And this is particularly true of us educators. Because although it might be tempting to stay nestled in the glow of this place, a place that has caused us to experience and envision what is good and possible in the world, it means nothing if we stay here. Indeed, if we were to stay, something great will have been lost. A great potential will be left unfulfilled. But if we leave, we will not only keep this experience with us forever, but we will take it far and wide, each of us bringing its light to a small corner of the world that was once dark. And so let us leave, but with words of blessing. Seitenu leshalom. May we go in peace. And may God's blessing and light that we have experienced here follow us wherever our journeys take us.